Absolute DC is coming in strong. Hey everyone! Absolute Batman #1 is experiencing explosive sales success, and more heroes from this new universe are arriving with their own stories. Recently, some spoilers and additional details about Absolute Superman have been revealed, and at New York Comic Con, there were announcements about several other heroes in this new DC universe. We saw Absolute Martian Manhunter, Absolute Green Lantern, Absolute Flash, and it was also revealed that there's an Absolute Batmobile for Batman, and let me tell you right away, you're going to be shocked by the Batmobile. Follow along with me in this video to stay updated on everything that's coming. Welcome to Comic Chronicles. Absolute DC was the highlight of DC Comics at their panel during New York Comic Con, and all the announcements are creating quite a buzz. Additionally, Bleeding Cool News, besides covering the Comic-Con panel, also brought details and spoilers about Absolute Superman, including information about his origin, the S on his chest, and even what Lois Lane will look like in this universe. This video is packed with news, so don't forget to drop your absolute like on the video and hit that absolute subscribe button here on our channel. Join our growing community of nerds who adore superheroes right here on YouTube. We bring you the latest updates, fun facts, and revisit iconic moments from the stories everything a nerd loves. Our team consists of people who genuinely read comics and consume all things related to the subject. Become one of our subscribers, and I'd like to thank you in advance. Now, let's get into the video. The first spoiler involves Superman's biological parents. Everyone knows that his father, Jor-El, was a leading scientist on the planet Krypton before its destruction, ignored when he warned about the impending doom of the planet. However, in Absolute Superman, his parents are not part of this elite. Scientific research in this Krypton is illegal, so Lara and Jor-El are prohibited from engaging in it. Moreover, it has been highlighted that this Krypton has a serious class system imposed by the scientific elite over unskilled workers. Instead of being scientists, they are both exiled to the lower castes, resulting in them working as farmers and part-time mechanics. But the technological expertise common Kryptonians possess is overshadowed by climate change, geographical shifts, and geological changes. Rain is scarce, technology is no longer what it used to be, and something is clearly going on both politically, as Lara perceives, and environmentally, as Jor-El senses. The second spoiler concerns the famous S on Superman's chest. According to the information provided, the S does not come from the House of L in Absolute Superman. It is the symbol of the lowest of the low. The workers, the proletariat, the steel people. Besides these changes, another factor that will differentiate this Superman from the one in the main DC universe is his origin. The specific location of his arrival on Earth has not yet been disclosed, but our beloved Man of Steel will have his origin linked to Brazil, in a diamond mine. Jason Aaron, the writer of this comic, provided this information, but despite all the differences, Superman will retain his heart as it has always been throughout the character's history. Absolute Superman is a tragedy about the loss of culture, with Kryptonian culture serving as an allegory. Moving on to the next spoiler, in a location likely in Brazil, there will be a company called Lazarus Corporation, which creates its own class of practical workers, thus forging a connection between Superman and his Krypton. Additionally, Absolute Lois Lane is in the military. She is Agent Lane. Just like in Absolute Batman, where we saw all the familiar Bat characters in different forms and origins, Absolute Superman will follow the same path. Absolute Superman will not have parents Jonathan and Martha Kent, will not have his classic origin in Smallville, nor will he even have the Fortress of Solitude, so we're not even sure if Clark Kent will exist. We'll have to wait for the launch to see everything unfold. I enjoyed these revealed details. Absolute Superman will indeed be very different from the Superman of the main DC universe, but still, his kindness and wanting to help people will remain, as it is an integral part of the character's essence, so it promises to be quite interesting to read. Absolute Superman #1 by Jason Aaron and Rafa Sandoval will be on sale on November 6, 2024, which is quite close to its release date. Now, moving on to the news that came out from New York Comic Con regarding Absolute DC, it was confirmed that Denise Camp is writing Absolute Martian Manhunter, with Javier Rodriguez handling the artwork. The comic is set to be released in March 2025, and so far, the only information about the story is that the Martians of the Absolute Universe are not actually from Mars. It's all about being an outsider and having a different perspective on the world. This piqued my interest greatly. I'm very curious about this work. Among all the announcements so far, this is the one that has sparked the most interest in me. I'm also very excited to check out the comics featuring the other heroes, but Absolute Martian Manhunter promises to be really good. Despite John John's Martian form resembling an alien from Ben 10, as some people have noted, I think it looks interesting and may likely lead to something great. Among the various updates, a curious detail involves Wonder Woman, and it was mentioned that initially, she was supposed to wield an axe, but then Absolute Batman came up with the same idea, so they kept her with a sword, though it resembles something straight out of Final Fantasy, looking very much like Cloud Strife's sword. In addition, another exciting update is about Absolute Flash. It has been confirmed that there is only one Flash, and it's Wally West, likely without a Speed Force. They also revealed the stunning cover of the comic and some snippets of the story, where we see Wally probably gaining his powers and interacting with other characters. Shifting gears to another group of heroes in Absolute DC, we will also have Green Lantern, and the information suggests it will be a horror-themed comic, with the power of the Green Lantern being a mystery, even to the bearer. Moreover, some images were unveiled, and it was noted that this object that fell from the sky might be the Green Lantern itself, leaving everyone confused about how that could be the Green Lantern. DC Comics also revealed that the new comic series will tell a horror story that will impact several known Lanterns, including Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, and Guy Gardner, but the protagonist will be Sojourner Mullen. The scripts will be by Al Ewing, who wrote Resurrection of Magneto, and the artwork by John A. Lindsay, who worked on Superboy, The Man of Tomorrow. Absolute Green Lantern will debut on March 11, 2025, in the US. Lastly, it was revealed at the panel that the Absolute Batmobile will appear for the first time in Absolute Batman No. 2, which is reminiscent of Frank Miller's Batmobile in The Dark Knight Returns due to its sheer size. It also heavily resembles the Batmobile from the comic Batman the Cult, with those massive wheels. Those were indeed the biggest references. Scott Snyder wasn't kidding when he said people would be surprised when they saw the Batmobile in action. Now the question is, how did Batman acquire this Batmobile? He probably fashioned it from his engineering jobs. It's genuinely massive, but I must admit I liked it. It looks really cool. And as the last piece of news, it was revealed that Absolute Batman No. 4 will focus on the origin of the Dark Knight. The synopsis reads, Absolute Batman has established itself as an extremely powerful force to be reckoned with. But how did he get to this point? What sacrifices did he make? And how did the tragic events of his childhood and the advice from his father shape the man he ultimately became, literally? Additionally, this issue will feature the artwork of Gabriel Walta, allowing Nick Dragotta more time to illustrate the upcoming editions. This image on the screen is the cover of Absolute Batman No. 4, designed by Nick Dragotta. To learn more about Absolute DC or even comics about Batman, Superman, or any other hero, use our affiliate links to purchase Kindle editions of Absolute Batman or other Batman comics, DC, Marvel, or any kind of purchase. This way, you support our work without paying anything extra. You can buy the comics in the format you prefer and end up contributing to our efforts. Thank you very much for all the support you give us. Now I want to know your opinion. Did you like all the news that came out of New York Comic Con? Did you enjoy the information and spoilers regarding Absolute Superman? What did you think of the Batmobile? Write in the comments, leave a like on the video, and subscribe to the channel so you can stay in the loop with everything happening in DC and receive the best content about comics, movies, series, animations, everything involving our beloved superheroes. Thank you for being here, and see you in the next video.